Hello. Now we are going to talk about the positional argument. So what the positional argument is. Again, let me just clear the output. Yeah. So what the positional argument is. So consider that here we are defining a function called myfunc, and then we have this three argument a, b, and c, right? And so this is our positional argument we have, right? So here we have this a, b, and c. We have this three argument, right? If we want to run this function, so we have to call this myfunc. Then one is for a, two is for b, and three is for c, right? So here we are running the function. Now we can even give the default value for any arguments, like over here. So here we are redefining the function. Here we say that a is the required argument. B, for B and the C, we are giving the default parameter, right? So for B, we have this value 2, and for C, we have this value 3. So for B and C, we have given the default value. So let's run this, right? Again, consider that, like once, like over here, consider this example. What we're doing over here is, so we are creating a function, but then we have this a argument, then we are defining b argument, and the value of b is 2. But again, then we are again defining the c argument, and but we are not giving the default value for c argument. So this will not work in Python. That means once you have started giving the default value, you should give the other argument as a default value, right? So let's say that if I run this, we'll get error, we'll get a syntax error. That is like, this is not possible. So that means here this will work because we have defined b, so we have given the default value for b, and then for c also we have to give the default value, and here we are giving the value as 3. So this will work, right? Now to call the function, here we are using, so here we are calling the function myfunc. This 10 is used for a, so b is like for 20 is used for b, and 30 is used for c. So again here we have this two default value b and c, right? But let's say that if when you call the function, right, but still if you are passing any value for b and c, that value will be overwritten, right? So here when I call this function, so we have this a, b, and c value, right? But let's say that when you pass the two argument value, so here we are passing 10 and 20. So what this function will assume as, this 10 is there for the a argument, and 20 is there for the b argument. But for the c argument, it will take the default value, which is 3. So for a it will be 10, for b it will be 20, and for c it will be 3, right? Let's say that if I call the function with just one argument, which is required, right? So here a will hold 10, and b and c will hold 2 and 3 respectively, right? But again, since, as I have said, since a do not have any default value, so it must be specified. That means when you call the function, if you do not pass any value for a, then this function will not work, will get error, of missing required positional argument a, right? Now let's talk about the keyword argument, which is the named argument. So positional argument can optionally be specified their corresponding parameter name. Like over here. Here we have this function a, b, and c. We have this b and the c parameter, right? We have this b and the c parameter. So this is how our function has been defined. And when we are calling the function, we can give this way also. So earlier we have seen that first we are defining the value for a, then b, and then c, but we can also give this in that as a named value. So here we're saying that c as 30, b as 20, a as 10, but the sequence have changed. The sequence of a, b, and c value has changed, right? And now we can do this way. So if I run this, it will work. So it is still a for 10, b for 20, and c for 30, right? We can also do this. So here we have this 10 argument, which was a positional argument for a, so like which is the positional value for a, but now we can pass c over here and b over here. This can work, right? And let's say if I'm doing this, so first we have passed the value for a, then we have said that b equal to 20, and then we are passing 30, but we are not giving the name over here. We are not saying c equal to 30 if we are doing this, so this will not work. So like once you have started giving the name of the argument, you must give the you must give an argument for all the argument name after that, right? So if I run this, this will not work, right? Again, if parameter has the default value, right, you can omit the argument value, or you can omit the argument name. Like over here we have given the 10. This is for the required argument A, but then we have this c equal to 10. So B will automatically take place, which is 2. We can even do so. We can even say that A is 30 and then the C is 10 and B will automatically handle. We can even do so. So first we have passed the value for C and then we have passed the value for A. This can also work. Right? So this is how our positional argument work in a functions. Thank you very much.